As a 20-year veteran of the IRS, I'm here to tell you that systems and processes make all the difference. It's literally the difference between being a chief everything officer and versus being a visionary CEO where you are standing at the top of a mountain and literally can see rivers of opportunity and streams of income.
What would you say is the most profitable system that a business needs?
A CRM, customer relationship management tool. You need to know who your clients are, what makes them buy, what emails have worked. You need to be able to get in touch with them because
energy high, excuses low. Energy high, excuses low. Energy high, excuses low. Energy high, excuses low.
Hey guys, it's Ashley Kirkwood with the Speak Your Way to Cash podcast, and I have with us today Yolanda, the operations strategist. Okay, so Yolanda is going to be helping us with all things operations. So y'all, look, let me tell y'all this. We had an episode on systems. You need to learn more about teams. So we're going to be talking specifically about building your team as an entrepreneur on any budget. Because I know some of y'all going to ask, like, Ashley, what if we don't have, we don't want $100,000 a month payroll? I get it, but maybe you do. Maybe you do want $100,000 a month payroll. Maybe you already have $100,000 a month payroll. Maybe your payroll is $500 a month. Maybe you need a payroll, okay? You need somebody helping you in that business besides you and your mom and them. So we are going to talk about how do you build your team? How do you hire without firing? And that's something Yolanda has talked about a lot. So welcome to the Speak Your Way to Cash stage or couch. It's not even a couch. Welcome to the Speak Your Way to Cash podcast. Give us your information. Like, what is it that you do? Introduce yourself to the community.
So, hi, I'm Yolanda K Churchwell. I am the CEO's fractional COO. I partner with six-figure female founders to help them streamline their operations so they can maximize their profits. As a 20-year veteran of the IRS, I'm here to tell you that systems and processes make all the difference. It's literally the difference between being a chief everything in the weeds and the thick of things versus being a visionary CEO where you are standing at the top and literally can see rivers of opportunity and streams of income.
Ooh, come on, she's dropping bars already. Like, you don't want to be a chief everything officer. You want to be a real CEO. I like that. I've definitely been the chief everything. If you've been the chief everything officer, y'all, drop everything in the comments. Sometimes I still dabble in being a chief everything officer. So let me know, how did you get into this? Like, what made you love operations?
Okay, so first of all, part of this is just like natural. It is me. Like, I'm that child who thought in systems and processes, like before I even knew what they were. But in terms of actually starting a business, it wasn't a decision that I made. When people say that God calls you to things, I was called to this. I had a whole different business. I was running a clothing store that sold dress wear for men and women, plus size and big and tall. I was working with pastors and first ladies from 3 different states. It was phenomenal. I was doing this all while still working at the IRS and going through a divorce.
Wow.
But I had a brick and mortar. I had 2 online locations. I was doing vendor events. I was personal stylist. And so the money was coming in the bank, but things were starting to fall apart and I couldn't understand why, because if the money is in the bank, then that means your business is good, right? No, it's not. So what I found is that I was having 3 distinct problems. One, I couldn't keep up with the orders. Okay, I couldn't keep up with the orders because I don't like for people to look like me and I don't like to wear my clothes more than once in 30 days. Don't judge me. That's my own issue and I love it. So that was a problem because I couldn't keep up with the orders. Second, I, a licensed CPA working for the IRS, was too tired to do the tax returns. So sometimes the penalties on the tax returns were even higher than the actual tax returns themselves, the sales tax returns themselves. And third, I ain't have a team. I did have my mama now. And my mama would go snowbird at my sister for 6 months. And my daddy, he don't like to spend money. So people come in and he say, you sure you don't have a tie that color at home? Or you don't need to buy a new suit. The tailor will fix that for you. And I'm like, you go home for the day. You go home for the day. And so I didn't understand what was going on. And so when I took some time to think about it, what I learned is that a plan not to fail is not the same thing as a plan to succeed. So I had a plan. I had a backup plan. I had flow charts. If y'all know me, I had whole flow charts on the wall. Like, if this don't work, but I didn't have a plan for if it did work. So when it did work, I was stuck.
That is so good.
Yeah. And
that's why you speaking at the event, because that is good. Like, a plan not to fail
it's not the same
is not the same as a plan to succeed.
Yeah. And so what I realized is that when I work with a woman to get her dressed, we started with a firm foundation. We got a good bra, we got a nice girdle, waist trainer, whatever your generation want to call it, so that it hides the ripples and the dimples, and then your curves are accentuated. Well, my store didn't have a girdle, and the ugliness had started to seep out. I didn't have the process and systems. I didn't have the right team. I didn't have CEO days. So, in looking at all of that and praying, because I was so frustrated and so overwhelmed, then God would started waking me up, and it was like the business assistance group, get the bag to help you secure your bag. I went from helping women look good on the outside to helping them build sustainable businesses.
I really like that. And so, what would you say? Like, what are the biggest mistakes entrepreneurs are making right now as it relates to operations?
Well, first of all, they're buying systems because somebody said that you need systems, and everybody don't need systems. You have
Mm,
to be at a certain level in your business. Yeah, you might need to have a payment system, but you don't need all of the things that you think you need. You're spending money on stuff that you don't need because somebody said do it.
yep.
But you have to learn how to walk your walk. It's kind of like in that movie Biker Boys, where he's like, you got to put on tunnel vision and run your own race. I can't go out and buy something because you bought it. Our businesses are in two different places.
Yeah. That's good. Okay, that's really good. And have you ever had a client that you worked with that you were telling them what to do and they just were pushing back so hard against having a system? What do you think scares entrepreneurs about putting a system in place? And how do you define system?
Well, first of all, I think that the biggest misconception is that people think, oh, I need a system, oh, I need a system, oh, I need to put in systems. But systems are not the first step. Having your processes is the first steps. See,
Mm,
processes precede systems. Systems support your processes. If you don't know what you're doing, and a system is supposed to make your job easier, but you've never got clear on how you do what you do, how do you put the right system in place
right.
to
You can't.
support that?
Yeah, you
So
literally
that
can't.
you have to get clear on how you do it. That's where you need to make sure you have your SOPs and your work processes in order before you even think about systems. So yeah, I had a client, and I call her little fires everywhere because she was all over the place doing all of the things. And I'm like, you have to stop doing. She's like, well, today I bought this, and okay, give me your credit card because I want you to stop buying things. Okay, so let's look at what it is that you do. Because I can guarantee you, for every CEO, when you look at what you do, one, you're doing way more than what you think you do, and two, you're doing way more than you should be doing.
Mm-hmm.
So then I'm like, now that we know what you're doing, we need to focus on the things that only you can do in your business. And so it took a lot of meetings, it took a lot of conversations, but eventually she kind of saw where I was coming from. And now today she has like 8 revenue streams, and she's like, I need to come in because she wants to come in. Like, I'm not building any out on my own anymore. Yolanda, I need you to build this out for me.
Yeah, that's good. And what does it look like tangibly to have systems built out? Is that like you come in and you do process maps for every area of the business, or what would that look like?
So what it looks like initially is that you literally, it's what you say to us. You need to create your own framework or methodology.
Yeah.
You know what it is that you do. Okay, so make it so that it's unique, and people will identify you when they see it. So it's getting clear on that. And then no, it's not just writing a bunch of documents and policy manuals that sit on a shelf. You have to figure out what works best for you. There is no cookie cutter approach to this. But once you know what works for you and what works for your team or the team that you want to have, then you're going to be able to rinse and repeat that over and over again.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's really good. And what would you say is the most profitable system that a business needs?
A CRM, customer relationship management tool. You
Mm,
need to know who your clients are, what makes them buy, what emails have worked. You need to be able to get in touch with them, because just like the clearer you get about your ideal client, once you have clients and you're serving them, the better you get to know them, the more of them you're going to be able to attract, and the more you're going to be able to retain.
mm-hmm.
So once you have that system in place, it's going to allow you to be able to take your client from the beginning, lead generation, through sales, through delivery, through testimonial and offboarding, and hopefully to go on to your next level.
I love that. And what would you say is the number one thing? Like, if you're making your first 6 figures, the number one thing that you need to do in order to get your systems in order. Let's say you already have your CRM.
hmm
What's the next step? Like, who should that person be hiring?
So you're definitely going to want someone who is able, it's kind of going to be like a junior you. I like to say you're looking for your number two. You're looking for someone who understands enough about what it is that you do, who could possibly do some admin tasks, but it's not so much the admin task, is it's making sure that you're staying on point. So they're able to talk back to you in that same language that you talk to them to hold you accountable. And so it creates an infrastructure that you'll be able to then just be able to replicate over and over.
I really like that. Now, when you bring this person on, what do you need to have in place first? Okay, so Yolanda, coach me. Okay, I got 3 new team members starting in August. The last week of the okay, this is my plan. So you go. Okay, we gonna switch roles. Okay, we go.
I feel so. Okay.
We switching roles. So you're about to coach me. Okay, so I got 3 new team members starting in August. We made the offers, the formal offer letter, so they signed their offer letters, and we're about to send off their W-2 employment contracts. Now, my plan is to not have them start right away because I'm about to go on vacation and ain't nobody got time for that.
Okay.
So when I get back from vacation, they're going to start that week. And the following week, they're going to do some shadowing. And the week after that, we're going to do an in-person team retreat so everyone can meet each other and we can go through official onboarding that everybody needs to know about the company. And then we'll go through some role-specific stuff. And since they need to shadow all departments, since they're all kind of leaders, But I'm wondering now, like we're thinking of like just looking at all of our HR policies. We want to do Asana boards for each role so that we know what they should be doing weekly, daily, and monthly. But I also want, because they're leaders, to encourage them to take ownership. Like my biggest pet peeve is you bring someone on and then they don't take any ownership.
They're a doer, not a thinker.
They're a doer. And all of these roles are supposed to be thinking roles. They're all thinking roles. They're leadership roles.
Okay.
So tell me more about what you recommend people do. So you've hired the people. You're excited about them. You don't want to fire. You want to hire without firing. That's your thing. I always see that. So I want to hire without firing. I want them to be here for 20 years. They are all great. Interview was good. Interview was tea. Okay. It was good. Now what? Like, what do we need to have in place?
Okay, so again, there is no cookie cutter approach. So I paid attention to what you were saying. Okay, so first of all, I know you already know this part, but I'm going to need you to make sure you got your contract and your NDA.
Yes,
because
of course.
The way that things are set up with us, somebody, even if they work for us one day, that could be a threat.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay, so I know you got that piece. But seeing that you want to go on vacation,
But that's good to know. Contract and NDA. Even my makeup artists are on NDAs. Like you come anywhere near me, you on a contract. So like I do recommend that. Yes.
I'm telling you now, when I get my next boyfriend, he gonna have an NDA because talk is not to be played with.
Yes,
and you're not gonna be out here. Then you go share something that you didn't even know
in these streets.
Shh, don't talk about nothing. Yeah, no business.
I wish I had tighter NDAs in college.
But no business, because I talk. So, okay. Right. So then I would say, because you're getting ready to go on vacation, and I would definitely create a 2-week, 3-week plan where they have an opportunity to get to know your business better while you're gone. So it's like a self-study.
They're not starting till I get back.
They're not going to start work, but why can't they learn about their job? And what it is you're expecting from them.
So you would have them join before vacation, and then while I'm gone, they're learning about the business. They're learning about.
So for a minimal, no more than 5 hours a week for the 3 weeks that you're gone, I would have them, because I just had this meeting yesterday, because the real flex is not me leaving the IRS, but it's going back and getting my protege and retiring her too.
Hey.
So I literally just had this meeting with her. And so I have created a 30-day plan where she can read and learn more about what it is that I do. Because again, I want her to come in and be a thinker. I don't want her to have to say, oh, let me go check with Yolanda. So I need her to be able to have looked at my social media, what's going on. I need her to be very clear on what my offers are. Who is my ideal client? So it's that type of thing.
I like that. So maybe just in the welcome packet, like, hey, you're going to start on this day. If you wanted to learn more about us, this is where I would look. And I like that because we typically what we used to do is send welcome boxes. So the same way the mastermind gets boxes when you join the team, we would send a welcome box when you're full-time. You get your swag, your book, your journal. So I like that little QR code of like how to have success.
So then I created a checklist that she's able to check off as she does things. So what does that tell me? That allows me to see where is she at on the level of initiative.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay, because then that's going to calm my fears. Because the other thing that you have to do, and you're probably pretty good at this because you already have a team, and this is where so many of y'all end up with a problem because you hire a VA, then you fire a VA, you hire a VA, you fire a VA. It's not the VAs, it's you. But you got to learn how to stop micromanaging, and you have to be willing to delegate and take your hands off of it. Don't expect people to be many versions of you, but do expect them to operate with a level of excellence. And so this allows you to be able to say, it gives you the reassurance, like I hired the right person, so I can step back a little bit and let them do what they do.
We are going to get back to this good episode in just a second, but I have a question for you. Can I help you build a $25,000 offer, like one that you could sell to small businesses or large businesses alike? And can I do it for free? Because that's exactly what I'm doing at the end of this month at the Your First Corporate Offer Summit. For 2 days, I'm going to show you on day 1 how to build your corporate offer, and on day 2 how to sell your corporate offer, and it's going to blow your mind. We have had thousands of students sign up for this summit, and they have always gotten value, but I feel like you're VIP if you're watching this episode. So if you get a VIP ticket, I'm going to hand deliver to you 50 corporate offers and the prices that you can charge for them, so you don't even have to think about whether or not this offer is quote unquote good. Now, we're also going to give you an opportunity to upgrade to a platinum ticket, which would allow you to get one-on-one coaching from me during the summit. Everyone with a platinum ticket gets at least one-on-one question time with me during the summit. So you get to ask your question, come on Zoom, and I'll coach you live right there. Look, whether you get a free ticket, a VIP ticket with the workbook, or you upgrade from VIP to platinum, you are going to have a great time. And if you want to sell higher tiered offers, this is the summit that you have to attend to. So go to speakyourwaytocashsummit.com and get a ticket to the Your First $25,000 Offer Summit. And I'll see you there. Okay, so I heard from a guy, he was the C-suite at a large company, and this stuck with me for all time. I never really adopted this thinking, but I want to know what you think about it if you agree with this. So he said, when you hire someone, you trusted them enough to hire them, so trust them enough to do the job, and only remove the trust if they violate that trust. But what I think most entrepreneurs do, and what I normally do, is like, yes, we trust enough to hire, but we be like, we trying to see if you trustworthy over that first 90 days. Because of course, like a probationary period. What are your thoughts? Is it like they're hired, they're in full time, like I trust them completely, or is it more like, okay, let's see. So for me, if they make it past 90 days, they're going to be here for several years.
Yeah. So if you're dealing with a corporate job, then yeah, you can do that. But with us, it's a small business, there are so many different nuances and things, and we don't have that level of risk that we can take like that a corporation takes.
Yeah.
Even you can't take those levels of risk. So you just have to, again, that's what he's saying, that's for a corporation. I do believe that for a corporation. However, for a small business like what we're doing,
yeah,
I don't. I think like this is Ford. Ford, you got to show up every day for 90 days. You got to be on your P's and Q's.
Yeah.
You can't be late. Like, no ma'am, no ham.
How many red flags do you allow before you terminate? In the 90-day period.
I probably could do better, but if you have 3 red flags in the first week and a half, 21 days, it's a wrap.
And what constitutes red flags for you that you've seen?
So a red flag is, and I just had this happen with one of my clients. A red flag is you say you want the job, you do your test project, and then you have an issue.
Oh, yeah, an excuse.
Yeah, and it's now you have an issue. So then we try to work around the issue because you did such a great job on the test project. You seem like you're going to be awesome. But then come to find out that wasn't really what the issue was. You really had a whole nother job that you were applying for. So now you got that and you're going to walk away. Integrity issues are big. Integrity, you really only get 1 red flag.
Oh, baby, let me tell you. I had a girl come to me, and I feel like she only did this because I'm a black woman. I really do genuinely believe that. So she was a sister, I'm a sister. First off, as soon as she saw me, she got cash. Like it meant she went from hello, my name is, to like, oh, I was like red flag number 1.
Yeah, so
then
she was at All-Star Weekend and you was the VIP on the good basketball team.
For sure. Yeah. For sure. If she could have dapped me up, she would have, right? Okay. And so that was red flag number 1. Number 2, though, we make her an offer and she literally says like, hey, I would love to work for you, but there's this other job that I want that may be a little bit better. So if you could just give me the time to do my 3rd round interview with them and then see whether they hire me, and then I'll let you know which one of you I'll choose. I was like, wow, that's honest. So there's that. Also bold. I mean, I just wouldn't have, if it were me, I would have took that to the grave. I'd have been
I
like,
would have took that to the whole grave. Like, I wouldn't have told myself. It would have been a secret from me.
Right. I'm like, yo, is that what our jobs jobs are abundant, maybe that was it. But I just literally felt like, why, if this isn't what you want, I should never feel that before you even start.
So you think about it like you think about when you're dating. You never make a man a priority when he makes you an option. She basically said you're an option.
And I've had a guy in high school. My high school crush did that to me. He was like, he literally came home and was like, yo, not home because we weren't living together, y'all.
Right,
but like, I came home. He calls me and goes, hey, I know we had a great date, but there's this other girl that I've wanted to date for a really long time, and she just said yes to a date. So I'd like to go on a date with her and evaluate which of you I want to date. Y'all, my little heart was broke.
See, he the whole reason that my mama told me don't have one boyfriend, have 2. That way when one act a fool, you ain't got to sit at home and cry. Just go with the other one.
Hey, my mom definitely told me do not settle down. She was like, do not have no long-term boyfriend. That's after him, I had a 3-month rule. I feel so bad. Like, I had a 3-month rule. I was like, oh, yeah, after 3 months, if you ain't my husband, I'm dumping you. Chris is my only boyfriend longer than 3 months, and he's my husband.
See?
Like, I just did not play. I was like, never again.
Yeah.
Will you make me a contestant on The Price is Right?
No.
You know what I mean?
And for me, it was I'm going to put you on the shelf because you're on this platform, and then I'm going to go out and do this, and I'm going to come back. Well, baby, when you get back, I don't think the shelf going to be there, but I sure won't be there.
Right. Like, what? But that's literally how I felt. So I just feel like, interviewing can be so triggering for entrepreneurs because, like, I've done interviews, people show up in belly tops, talking about the rooftop they were just at. And I'm just like, what about me says I could just be totally unprofessional with her? And I get it because maybe I'm like the auntie in your head online, but I am a very conservative woman.
It's the level of professionalism. Yes. And so you have to make sure that they're bringing that to the table. Again, with the individual that you said, okay, so today it's, I want to go find out about this. But what happens after you get her in? You've paid all the money to train her, get her, and then something else comes along. You're always wondering, are you ever going to be her priority?
Yeah, and I'm not going to wonder, so you just not going to be here.
I don't have the wonder factor.
Yeah, you
the
not
wonder
gonna be
years
here.
went off years ago.
I cannot see into the future.
I'm not doing it.
I can see into tomorrow, though, and you ain't going to be here if you do that.
No.
Like, this has to be your priority, or you just have to find another job. Our mission is too important, and we're too lean of an organization to bring people on who are not committed.
Yeah.
So if I consistently see excuses, you're not showing up, you're not able to do what you need to do, I can like you as a person and still be like, baby girl, you got to go work at a big company. Because at a big company, you could be a hot mess for a long time before they will fire you. You could be a 5 out of 10 for years.
You be in a safe zone.
Oh, yeah, because they don't know.
But I don't have a safe zone.
Every time your boss walk by, you just go like this. And they like, oh, yeah, they're doing good work.
No,
like, that is not this.
I don't have a safe zone. I need lots of results.
Yeah, okay, so I love it. This is good. So we got some stuff we need to do for onboarding. You explain why you need a process before the system. I hope y'all are taking notes.
Yeah.
I hope y'all are taking notes. This is so good. So what would you say, like, how did you find Speak Your Way to Cash? Like, how did you find us? You have all your systems, you have your processes, you have your business, you're thriving. You had a whole other company. How did you find Speak Your Way to Cash?
So I literally was just on the social media surfing because I be trying to calm my brain down at night because it doesn't like to calm down. And so I had what someone was talking about earlier. I had the chronic stress because, again, I worked for the IRS. And so I literally saw an ad for your masterclass.
Yeah.
And I came and I had a hot seat. And
you had several.
Yeah. And I came a couple times because I was like, I'll be real quick. I like to shop. So I was like, okay, wait, let's make sure. So I visited you like 2 or 3 times, and then you made the offer, and I actually was the first. You said, I don't even know what you're going to get special, but we'll come up with something. So the first person, and I was like, oh, when she don't know, Ashley don't know. I've been here now. So I was like, okay, I'm first.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah, that's dope. And so what's been your biggest win since joining the mastermind?
So for me, it's twofold. One, it is I'm learning how to just trust myself, and it's about being visible because having been working for the IRS, you couldn't be out there and expect them to protect you. So I'm learning how to put my visibility shield on and just go out there and try all the things. but 2, there was some coach hurt. And
Mm.
so working with you is allowing that to be healed, because
Mm.
not only are you who you are, but you have a relationship with your mom, and my mom is my ride and live. And
Yes.
so it's an example for me in how I can bring her in so she can have some skills for all of that benefit package that she
Yeah.
already received.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that. I love that. And you've been landing contracts.
Yeah.
Yolanda be chilling. Like,
I
oh
was
yeah,
having
I
an
was
ice cream
outside
break.
eating ice cream, landed a contract, followed up with a lead. Like, I love that you take action. What's been your biggest like business win?
My biggest business win has been like saying, okay, you're playing small. People kept saying you're playing small, you're playing small. And I'm like, I don't think so. I don't do that. But when I look back at the plans that I had for my business when I started it, and what I realized is I created an avenue so that I could do it alongside my career. But now that I don't have that career, I've been able to fully walk in. Plus, I don't think they had that term at the time, being a fractional COO, but doing
Yeah.
it my way. I don't really want to do it for corporations.
Yeah.
I want to do it for the U's of the world, the
Yes.
6-figure. I want to make sure that 8 out of 10 businesses fail, not because you don't have a good product or service, but because you don't have a plan to succeed.
Yeah.
So I want to come in and make sure that everybody has a plan to succeed, and we can continue to do these businesses that we created with our hard sweat and God's gift.
So now you know like who you really want to serve, and you're running the business you actually want to run.
Yes.
I love that, because I think a lot of people do come in and they're like, I have to do it this way. But it's like, what would you do if money weren't an object? Like,
No.
how would you run this business if you knew you could make millions of dollars, whether you sold to corporate, individuals, B2B, B2C? Like, who would you really want to serve if it wasn't just about the dollar? And I think that's beautiful that you found that.
And that was like one of the first questions you asked me, because I was like, well, I could do or I could do. And you was like, okay, but what do you want to do?
Right.
And like, I'm the type of person I can talk around the answer, but you was like, okay, so what I had said is, what do you want to do? And I was like, oh, my fault. Okay, let me think about that for. So that's what I've gotten like being able to say, what do I want? Like, let's just do it.
Yeah, that's powerful. That's powerful.
Yeah.
So what business question can I answer for you right now that can help you scale your business?
So having gotten very clear on who my ideal client is and it is that I want to do, what I want to know is how can I position myself so that people know that I am a COO and not a virtual assistant? And then how can I set up my messaging so that they're able to self-select in seeing it?
I love that. I think that you need to just start saying like maybe even at the end of all of your posts saying, hi, I'm Yolanda. I'm your favorite COO.
Okay.
Like I help companies, and I wouldn't limit it at 6 figures. I would say like I help scaling businesses to streamline their operation so they can continue to serve the people they want while I handle the back end systems.
I like that.
So I would literally start talking about like I help scaling companies. If your company is constantly getting new clients month over month, if you're constantly hiring people and you turn around and you need someone else, if you think that maybe AI could replace some folks and you're not like streamlined enough, if you feel like your people are overworked and you're overworking, really speaking to the identity of someone who is scaling a company. Because I think a lot of people, they only want to serve. It's so crowded serving at the bottom, number one. Like it's so many people serving people who are just getting started or just starting out. But the reason why they attract those clients is because they use the language to attract them. Now, eventually, like as our company scales, the way that it works is there's a few people at the top. There's more like probably in that middle area. There's like, think about it, 10% of businesses make over 6 figures. So if that's your audience, you got like 10% of businesses. If you are working with 7-figure CEOs, that's 3% of all women-owned businesses. If you're working with all business owners, well, that's a huge market. So as you scale, what you typically start to see is, especially in the consulting spaces, people start to serve people who are at that bottom tier, but after they've already maxed out some of the top tier talent that they can serve. I personally believe that when you are starting your company and you don't have that huge following to go with, you need to start at the very top of the market. That's why the subtitle of our book is how to start at the top of the market instead of working your way from the bottom. But another thing I want people to do is I want you to serve at the top of the market instead of serving your way from the bottom.
Okay.
Does that make sense? And then what'll typically happen is you'll serve at the top and then you'll realize, well, I'm building my audience. I'm doing all this content. What am I going to do with all these people at the beginning of their journey? That's when you make a low ticket offer. That's when, because we built it from the top. We only had 15 and $20 25K offers. So we had a really well qualified audience, but because we're putting out content and doing all the launches, people were coming in who are brand new businesses. I'm like, okay, well, what can I do for them? I could teach them how to make their first $25,000 offer. But that came after we had already made millions of dollars serving 6 and 7 figure business owners, people who were high net worth individuals who were transitioning to corporate. So now we have more of an expansive audience. But in the beginning, I think it makes sense to just start up here, which means you have to speak up here.
Okay.
So you need to always be speaking that language.
Okay.
And making it scenario based. Like, hey, your last payroll was more than your revenue goals used to be. Last month, you didn't have a $10,000 a month revenue goal. You were making payroll in the amount of $20,000, $30,000 a month. Every time you make payroll, you're grateful because you didn't know whether you were going to make it. And the only reason you didn't know whether you were going to make it is because your systems weren't in order. So you couldn't do proper cash flow analysis. You couldn't forecast. So that type of language really does attract. The other thing is referrals are almost everything when you are a multi-seven figure CEO. Whenever I look to hire anyone, I have this group that I'm in. I'm like, hey, who y'all using? Okay. And then they tell me who they're using. And then that's typically who we go with and who we hire. So I would say that you need to get relationships with people who are in that lane. And there's a couple of different ways to do it. 1, speak where they're at. 2, go on the podcast that they listen to. And then 3, host your own events, but for those individuals. So host events where they have to qualify to attend. Okay. And there's income qualifiers on the event. Like, hey, if you're a 6-figure CEO looking to scale, I actually am doing an operations intensive, but in order to get in, you have to apply. Okay. And in that application, that's when you do the qualifying questions. So the more you qualify, the better, even in your language and in your content. And then even if you just host something once a month or once a quarter, that could be really good. But you've had some success going and speaking in other communities because referral-based really does work. I also think that your offer may need to be more streamlined, like that introductory 2 to 5K offer. Like it's really about like, hey, we're going to build all your SOPs in 90 days. Hey, we're going to map out your entire hiring org chart in 30 days. Hey, we're going to develop your entire hiring plan for 12 months. Like something super tangible, because operations and systems is intangible. Right. It feels like we don't know what we're going to get. So those are some things that I would consider in order to really attract that market. But all of your content has to speak to the struggles, the pain, and the triumphs of a 7-figure CEO.
Yeah, that sounds good. And I feel good. It's confirmation because I actually do have a new offer that I'm building out, which comes with the part of the how to hire without firing. And it is Dream Teams at Scale. And I'm going to make sure that you have that foundation in place. And it's a 30-day program because, again, we ain't got time for all the months and years of things when you want to solve something. But it's a 30-day program in which you're going to have everything that you need to be able to make your next hire your best hire. Because in reality, if you don't hire the right person, that can be a 5 or 6 figure cost.
Oh, for sure.
And if you're trying to get to 7 figures, you can't afford 5 and 6 figure mistakes.
Right. So how can our audience keep in touch with you? And I hear you have a gift for the Speaking Ready Cash family.
Yes. So the gift, first of all, the gift is I have an assessment, because who doesn't love a quiz? But I have an assessment, and you're going to be able to take it, and it lets you know where you are as a CEO. What type of CEO are you? Are you a visionary CEO, or are you completely burnt out or somewhere in the middle? What type of help do you really need? So I want to offer that to all of you today. You'll be able to get the link down below. But you can connect with me, Yolanda K Churchwell, on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram, as well as the Business Assistance Group on LinkedIn and Facebook and Instagram.
I love this, y'all. If you got value from this, comment the word value. I can know you watched it all the way until the end. Did Yolanda not give us game? She even gave me some game, y'all. She gave me some coaching. I was like, let me use this opportunity, okay? Because these people are coming in, and I want to be ready. So I loved this episode, and if you loved hearing Yolanda here, then you should definitely check her out at Speaking Ready Cash Live. She's going to be on our operations, systems, and scaling panel, and you do not want to miss it. And if you're wondering, what is Speaking Ready Cash Live? Well, it is the Expert Olympics. That is our theme this year, and we are bringing in actual Olympians, at least one, maybe two, to talk to you about a champion's mindset. We have former NFL players who have now scaled their businesses, who do thousands of speaking engagements. We have wealth managers who are coming in who used to also be professional athletes, because guess what, y'all? Pro athletes play to win, and pro entrepreneurs play to win. So I am bringing some of the best, like the best people in business and sports together to teach you how to play to win. All my favorite mindset books are actually written by sports coaches for the most part, that and like neurosurgeons. So, you know, Maybe we will get it. And we got medical doctors too. So we actually do have a medical doctor with an Ivy League degree who studies brain science speaking too. Oh, this is so good. It's literally the best experts in the world that are going to come together for 3 days and train you on how to scale your business. So if you sell services, you cannot miss the Expert Olympics. It is literally where we come to get trained so that we can leave and go out and get the gold. Now, if you're watching this and it's sold out, I'm sorry. I tried my best to tell you about it. But if you're watching it and you can go to www.speakyourwaytocashlive.com and actually get your ticket, buy your hotel room. We've sold out the hotel 3 times and we're 3 months from the event right now. Like, we've never sold out the hotel this fast. We've never added this many rooms to the room block. People are so excited to come and y'all don't even know who's speaking yet. So if we done got 400 experts coming and y'all ain't even know who's speaking, then when I drop the speakers, it's a wrap. So I want my YouTube community to be ready to go. Buy your ticket now. Trust me, I go all out. So just trust that it's going to be amazing when I announce everybody. Come 3 days, me, you, your business, get coached, get the information you need, and let's go for gold this year and for all the years thereafter. Yolanda, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I can't wait to see you speak at the event. It's going to be amazing.
Thank you.
Y'all. Energy high, excuses low. I'm your girl, Ashley Kirkwood, and this is another episode of the Speak Your Way to Cash podcast. See you soon. For everything you sell, you need a vehicle. Sales calls. Challenge. Our event is a vehicle. It's one way you can sell an offer. You're marketing not just for sales, you're also marketing for data. In your portal, it shows you how to have a brand guide. What brand guides do is it ensures that no matter who designs your stuff, it looks the same. I help y'all land 5- and 6-figure contracts, but there comes a point in your business where you are the one giving 5- and 6-figure contracts.
You cannot afford not to come to this event.
You are missing out. There is so much energy at a place like this.
Everything has been epic. I've never been to a training where I've been engaged in literally every session.
This mastermind has truly changed my life.
My mindset has shifted.
It has allowed my business to grow tremendously.
6-figure speaking contracts.
Get in the room. This is unlike any conference that I've ever experienced, and I am a conference junkie, information junkie. I've been to all the things, but I have never been to an event like this.
If you make it from a certain spot, go back higher. Go back further, shoot it again. And if you make it from that spot, then you realize, hold on, this may be too low of a rim.
The hardest thing to be in life is yourself. Why? It's because it's the noise. Too many of us are believing what other people are saying about who we should or should not be.
Yeah. Energy high, excuses low. Energy high, excuses low. Energy high, excuses low. Energy high, excuses low. I need energy, need only good people that's around me.